Yeah, but so like you were saying that you like you work on the set when it comes to like tours and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So like, tell me about that, man.
So pretty much, man, and I also DJ too.
Okay.
Yeah, I also DJ.
What's your DJ name?
Sango.
Sango?
Yeah, Sango.
Okay.
Yeah. So working on, so I'll either pull up with a team of people or just be by myself, and depending on the city and situation. It's been great so far. I feel like one of the biggest things I've learned is just preparation. Like I can apply that throughout my life as well. Like how to prepare for a set, prepare for an event, and the time that goes into kind of trickles into my other parts of life. You know, I got 2 kids.
Okay.
You know,
that's good.
Yeah. So, you know, learning how to pivot and give each thing its attention. You know, because I feel like if you ain't giving something your 100% attention, you're not really like, you're not gonna get the best results out of it. You know, the same with the people, especially the people that are involved. So if you're, you know, working at an event, you skip over some steps, you're gonna be on the tail. Sound ain't right, light ain't right. You know.
Now I've been to a concert. I forget who it was. It might have been a rock. It was somebody though. I forget exactly who it was. And the sound man was really messing up. And it got to the point where I mean, that was a late reaction, right? It got to the point where whoever was performing was like, F the sound man, and it was like really upset.
Yeah.
But it was hard to tell if it was off. Like, so as the person that is the sound engineer, like, how does one know how everything is supposed to sound?
Well, pretty much, man, you have templates, and you set those templates for sound check. So pretty much, if that person had a bad situation where they had bad sound, it's probably because they ain't sound check.
Okay.
And if they did sound check, that means the sound guy or sound woman, they weren't doing their job right.
Okay.
You know, so he might be right, but more than likely, it's because there's no sound check, and the sound person's trying to figure out on the spot.
Okay.
And it's that time, you know, that takes, sometimes sound checks take an hour.
Oh, really?
You know, so if you don't even do that, you're like, in your set's an hour, you're spending your whole set sound checking and performing at the same time. You know, it's, you know.
But you can usually tell if it's off though. With the templates.
With the templates, you establish that at the sound check.
Okay.
So if you don't have a template, if you're a good sound, if you're a sound person that does sound design, you can read and hear things like that. You can be able to adjust on the spot, on the fly.
Because I would assume, like, depending on the crowd, how the crowd is reacting, that would adjust the sound as well.
Yeah, I mean, it could, you know, sometimes there are situations where, I mean, something gives out and you have no expectations for that. And that's like on the venue itself. Like,
okay.
You know, sometimes you come in and work sound. Sometimes a lot of people, they bring their own sound people in as well.
So it's more of a crew as far as the sound is concerned.
If it's a bigger event, a bigger act, you know, they'll have like a team, like their own lighting, they'll have their own, and then like the venue, they just have the space. They just, you know, they're probably running the event as far as like, you know, tickets and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, the bigger the act, the more they're gonna make sure it's on point. Because they're coming in there ready to go. I mean, but the most common situation is somebody that is touring or doing these shows, one-off shows, where they're arriving to the venue and they are given an on-hand staff that works that venue. So you're expecting people to know their equipment there because they always work these events there. You know, so yeah, that's pretty much how it pretty much goes when it comes to sound and like difference.
What are some of like the most difficult things that you had to overcome, like in your business overall?
I would say, man, flights for sure.
Flights?
Making sure you get there on time. Sometimes you got cancellations. You're not gonna be able to make the event. You know, like canceling the event, ticket sales. Sometimes the shows don't sell well.
Does that affect? Would that affect someone in your position? Or would it affect like the artist more
sometimes as well. Like sometimes I'll be in a situation where I'm actually DJing, and I gotta be somewhere, and like flights canceled. I'm like, okay, we gotta figure something out. Like, that's only happened one time where I wasn't able to make an event, and then I was the main piece of the event.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so they had to like put the show on the next day, and the people that had to like cancel because they're not gonna be there, they refunded them. So it was a big event. Sometimes you have like work festivals, and you gotta like make sure. That's why it's just important to find a day early.
Okay.
But sometimes you can't.
So it's all about smart planning. Then.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. About just different aspects of life that we can learn from this. I just think that like, if you're touring, it's kind of hard to like, predict what you're about to do. That's why sometimes you got people like Taylor Swift. She'll get off the stage, go straight to the bus, and they're gone.
Okay, so she doesn't waste any time.
Or even reverse. She'll have a backup setup, the same exact setup where she's at. She'll be, let's say she's in Houston, Texas, and her next show is in New Orleans. Her show in Houston is set up, and she has a separate truck going in New Orleans while she's performing.
Okay.
With her equipment.
Just to make sure
it's there when she gets there. She'll get to Houston on the bus or a flight, private jet.
Sounds like it's a lot of planning that is in regards to
the bigger the act, the bigger the, you know what I mean? So you have a truck taking the stuff to the next venue the next day or the day of. She flies in. That truck breaks down in Houston, and they're going to the next city. They're probably going to, St. Louis from Houston. You know what I mean? They're not even going to. That truck's not even going to be in New Orleans. So it's like, it's a crazy budget for talking about millions just to move stuff around.
Yeah, it's funny. I talked to one of the guys that drives the trucks for one of the concerts that was there, and they were telling us that some people have like 40, 50 just trucks alone. Yeah,
small, big. I've seen people work on crews, and man, some people's crews are like 200 people. 200 different personnel that do different things.
It's hard to get paid decent money, around like 40 grand or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes even 80 to 100, like depending on like if you're like a manager, tour manager.
And you're talking about like short period of time.
You even get paid like 500,000 if you're like.
Well, I'm talking about just the truck drivers.
Truck drivers.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah,
but yeah, I mean, I'm sure the managers definitely.
Oh, they get paid. Oh man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even have to be the manager of the artist. You can just be
the manager of the
trucks on the tour, or even like managing like hospitality. Like you don't want that, It's just making sure green rooms is all good, dressing rooms is all straight, wardrobe.
That's interesting.
I would say if you want to look at a good example of like running a show like mafia, like straight up, Beyonce and Taylor Swift were like, they got that, man. It's like a formula. It's like
so if someone wanted to learn how to plan these events, they would have to look to the people who are planning for them.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure like when you get into those positions to work those events and around these artists, you gotta have crazy credentials already. So it's like about, in that situation, it's about building up your resume.
So question, kind of on subject, but like, what are your goals individually, like moving forward?
Man, I definitely want to find out if I can, transition to like teaching.
Okay.
Kids how to, DJ as well, produce, even on that type of side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do that on like your social media?
Yeah. No, not yet. I've done some like my friend he teaches at a high school in Seattle.
Oh, nice.
And I came in there and taught him a few classes. It was really cool.
But it feels good though, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're teaching an individual and you see that they're actually like receptive to what you're teaching. And I feel like it feels even better when you find out find out later that you had something to do with that. I mean, that's how it is with me as far as like teaching sales. Whereas though, you know, I've taught people who are good at sales, people who are very bad at sales, but to teach someone that doesn't know anything about sales, or someone that's introverted, and to get them out of their shell, or to get them to, you know, do what they do in a natural way, like, it feels good, especially when you see that they're successful.
Yeah, for sure.
So teaching is something that I feel like most teachers should get paid more than what they should, regardless of what realm they're teaching, because those are the people who are like, everything you just went over, I knew nothing about.
Yeah.
You know, so you've taught me right here.
It's a whole new world, man. And even within that, you know, like just like the specifics and you know,
hold on one second. What
Caroline?
So you you have a plan in place as far as like how to build that whole teaching thing?
I would say that, and just, you know, figuring out what I'm gonna do when I'm 40, you know, 50,
okay,
you know, stuff like that. Yeah, because I definitely don't want to be on the road
at that time.
You know, I'm pushing 50. You know, like I should be mentoring somebody at that point. You know?
Well, I mean, if you build a teaching network, to where as though not only you teach individuals, but you teach people to teach, and you have that network under you and under your name and under your brand, like that might be a real way that you can do it, because as you get older, you want to do less physical work. You know, but you still want to put the groundwork in, and if you're putting the groundwork in, doing what you're doing, teaching, you could, if you can teach people to teach, that's something totally different. You're much more valuable in that aspect. Who knows, create your own business where, you know, we teach people like the aspects of the music industry that people don't know about, the aspect of music that people don't think about. Like, I didn't think about how much work it takes to go into you know, touring at all, but I knew it was a lot. I didn't think about how much it takes to go into like just having the sound quality good, but I knew it was a lot. And for people, especially for the youth, if they don't see any way or have anything that they could strive for, have any drive for anything, I think that'll be a good thing. So you should probably try it like that. I mean, I could tell you what to do, but you know, you can only apply it though. You know,
maybe even like a studio situation too. You know, having like workshops.
Yeah.
You know,
after school programs,
and even not even for the youth too. Like even for, you know, people that want to learn. Regardless of how old they are.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. And then the more experience that you get under your belt, the more tiers you can create as far as like who can learn what. You know, so like it could be more of a graduate level to the things that you're going over.
I know.
Financial aspects to the things that you go over, because I mean, people can teach how to do the actual job, but then is there anybody that's in place to teach how to manage your finances? A lot of those type of jobs are commission jobs or contract jobs, and then like, what are you doing, or who are you connecting with to help people as far as manage their taxes and everything like that? Like, one thing about most jobs nowadays, people tend to find a job that pays them X amount of dollars, but the job doesn't care if the people pay their bills. But if you can show that you can do that and teach people and teach people to teach people, then your level of value just, you know, goes through the roof.
Yep, exactly.
But listen, it was great talking with you. I appreciate that. What's your DJ handle again?
Sango, S-A-N-G-O.
S-A-N-G-O.
Yeah.
And is that what you are on social media? Oh, okay. So people could be able to find you and everything like that.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, give it up, DJ Sango.
Yeah. That's cool, bro.
Yeah. Hold up. All right, cool.